Today's topic is the Parampara of Sutra Sahitya, where we are going to talk about that why this Parampara, why we have this Parampara, from where it has started. And we are going to especially we are going to focus on Yoga Sutra. So if oh, this is going to happen because this is a different device. It is Vedanga here. So this tradition has started from, from Vedanga. Vedanga is a part of Vedic system. So, we have Vedas. We have Rig Ved, Sam Ved, we have Yajur Ved and Atha Ved. And then for them, we have some system that how a person can understand these Vedas. As we have Upavedas and then we have Vedanga. Vedanga is like limbs of Vedas, Ang of Vedas. So we have 6 of them. First is Siksha, then Kalp, then Vyakaran, then Nirukta, then Chanda Shastra, and then Jyotish. These are older than Sutra Sahitya or Sutra Parampara. Older means Sutra Sahitya Kal is where sutras are created, as in Yoga Sutra, Brahma Sutra, Vaisheshik Sutra, Nyaya Sutra. So this is much later on happened. First, the Sutra Sahitya has came, came across when Rishi Munis has created these Vedants. So first of all, if you want to know that what are these, like what is Siksha, what is Kalp, what is Vyakaran, what is Nirukta, and what is Chanda Shastra. So Siksha was a granth where how one should pronounce Vedas, it has been, taught there. And then Kalpa was which month you will use in which work, or which mantra is for what ritual is being explained in Kalpa. And then Vyakaran is all about grammatical part of Vedas. And then we have Nirukta, which was dictionary of yoga, Vedas. I mean, right now we have dictionary of yoga, we have dictionary of darshan, we have dictionary of literature, Sanskrit literature I'm talking about. That's how Nirukta was a dictionary of, Vedas. And then this one is Chanda Shastra. In Chanda Shastra, they used to teach, or they teach that, which Chand, how you will sing Gayatri Chanda, how you will sing Shardula Vikrita Chanda, or how many meters, how many words will be in specific Chanda. So that is related to Chanda. And Jyotish was, we know Jyotish, right? Jyotish was there to tell us the right time for yajna. So it was not like that we want to do yajna and let's do it. So there was special days and times, and the Ganana happened by the help of this Jyotish. So these Siksha, Kalpa, Vyakaran, Nirukta, Chanda Shastra, and Jyotish was the core subjects from where Sutra Sahitya developed. This is the very first place where you see. Otherwise, if you go to Vedas, you will find that even mantras has, that kind of phenomena in the sense you can explain a mantra. Like you take one mantra from Rig Veda or Yajur Veda or Sam Veda, Sana Vavatu, Sana Vavatu. You take any mantra from any Vedic text and you will find that it has great explanation. But then what is sutras? How it is different from mantras? So mantras were Mananan Trayateti mantra, like some guru or some yogic person or some rishi, when he thought on some subject and then he got some poetry in his mind, that was mantra. But then sutra is something more deeper, more complex and more compact. So, we'll see, first of all, if you want to understand that what is need of Sutra Sahitya before understanding that what exactly Sutra is. So this will explain you that, why we need Sutra Sahitya. We had poetry, we had prose, we have everything. But then why we need this, this altogether different tradition. So here you see that it is Ramayana train. So my intense work is in Ramayana. So I thought it will be a good idea to make you people to understand. I mean, it will be easy for you. So let's say if I have to remember that Ram was born in Ayodhya and then how his Vanavasa happened. So if I want to remember the whole, trail, whole mark, I want to understand. And if I'll understand Ayodhya, Prayagraj, and then I will forget the, Krama. I'll forget the chronology, or I'll forget the system, like which one is first, which one is second. So I will do what I'll do. So if you can see on screen, I will do A, P, C, D, N, H, L, R, first word of the name. And then let's say it is also difficult for me to remember that A, P, C, you know, it's difficult for my mind. So what I'll do, I will shorten up. So I'll say A, P, then H, L, R, or L. And then let's say if I want to do it in Hindi or Devanagari, then I will do it Aprachitan Na Hale Ram. Aprachitan Na Hale Ram. So if I'll recite it 10 times, because I know Sanskrit, for me it will be really easy to remember that A is Ayodhya, Pa is Prayagraj, you know, Chi is Chitrakoot, and Da is, because I know the story. I have story in my mind. I just need to remember the correct you know, system. So what happened in it's about long back when rishis has too much knowledge and they want to pass it to their students, and for them they need some kind of tool or some kind of system from which they are making their student understand, or you know, their student can learn from short words to the infinite, or you know, very much, or you can say the knowledge which is which one can explain into different form. You can explain sutras in first bhashya, then vritti, then tika. So sutra is very small entity in which rishis or gurus or acharyas has actually compressed the greater knowledge, and it has started with the Vedanga Parampara, and then it has flourished in Sutra Parampara, and for this Darshan Parampara. You know, you'll be amazed to know that we have Sutra Parampara in almost everywhere. We have Sutra Parampara in Natya Shastra, Natya Parampara, we have it. We have Sutra Parampara in philosophy. Then if you guys are aware, we have Kama Sutra also, which is again a text of Sutra Parampara, which tells us about you know, the Kama Parampara. Or we have four Purusharth. In Indian culture, we have four Purusharth, which is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So for the Kam, they have you know, another Sutra Parampara, which is in which the great knowledge of a normal human being's life. It's not only about sexual activities. It's about that how you should live your life with morality. So it is compressed into sutras, and it is in that text. So now you can understand that sutra is you know, a small entity where you try to compress everything, and then when you you know, when you open it, you find out that, you know, it has great knowledge. Number one. Number two, it has system. So even if you are if you're putting, let's talk about Yoga Sutra. So if you're putting Atha Yoga Anushasanam as in first sutra, and then you're putting second sutra as in Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, so it has system. What system we have in these sutra, that we are going to discuss later on. Right now, let's see that what is sutra. So now we understand that why you know, what was the need of Sutra Sahitya. One more very interesting thing. If we like, let's say if Sutra Parampara was not there, then it will be really difficult you know, to understand these I must say difficult subject, because then manipulation is very easy. If you don't have Sutra Parampara, if you don't have Mantra Parampara, then manipulation of knowledge is very, you know, it is very easy. So that is the need. That was the need of Sutra Parampara, and the second need, so that students can understand easily that, you know, why we how we have to learn about the subject. So these are the two main basic need of sutras. And then what is sutras is alpaksharam asandigdham saravat vishwato mukham astobham anavadayam cha sutram sutra vidu. Vidu means, you know, intellectual. So, you know, somebody has brain. Vidu, vidwan. Sutra vidu. You know the sutra. How you should understand what is sutra. So here you see, I have tried to explain it. Alpakshara. So, something which is have short word. You cannot have too many words in sutra. Sutra cannot have entire shlok in it. It should be short. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha. Now, if you will try to understand yoga, then yoga has three meaning. This root sound has three meaning. Then vritti. Vritti is, we have five kind of vritti, which is pramana, viparya, vikalpa, nidra, smriti. And then these five vritti has two different type, which is klishta and aklishta. And then if we talk about chitta has three things, which is mana, buddhi, ahankara. And then we talk about nirodha. So in nirodha, we have two kind of situation. One takes us towards sampragyata samadhi, and another takes us towards sampragyat samadhi. So now you understand, I'm just talking about only one sutra, which is yoga chitta vritti nirodha. I'm not talking about entire yoga sutra. Just one sutra is explaining that much, and that too I've tried to cut it very short. If you will go to Vyasa Bhashya, if you will go to Bhoja Vritti, if you will go to any Tika, you'll find great explanation of these one small sutra. So it should be Alpaksharam, it should be short. Does not mean that, it does not have great knowledge. Having short means one word should have entire elaborated meaning if you will open it. For that, the knowledge of Sanskrit is must. It is next to impossible that you will decode a sutra without knowing Sanskrit. Then asandigdham. Asandigdham, like you should not have doubt. If they are saying that yoga chitta vritti nirodha, there is no doubt in this sutra, because they are, see, one more beautiful thing that Patanjali uses nirodha word, right? He could have used because the nirodha shabda has rudha dhatu. Rudha dhatu is for stopping. So he could have used rodhati. He could have used any other word. But why he used ni upsarga? Because ni upsarga gives you sense to completely stop. So nirodha is something which where the vyapar of mind is completely stopped. So it is very clear. So it should not be a sandigdham. It should not the sutra should not have doubt. It should be free from any doubt. It should have clear meaning. Otherwise, today we will be discussing that even talking can be yoga. If Patanjali hasn't used nirodha word, we some of us could have actually proved that even talking is part of yoga, or talking is yoga. So now we cannot do it because Patanjali has clearly mentioned that it is when your vritti is completely nirodha, then it is yoga. Now Sarava is like too much information into small word. So you can see that when I explained yoga chitta vritti nirodha, you can see the sar, right? When I explained it, so it was huge. But when I'm saying yoga chitta vritti nirodha, it's very short. So for a person who does not understand the meaning of every single word, for them it will be like yoga is actually controlling your mind. That's it. But then if you understand the meaning, then the knowledge is huge. Then Vishwato Muktam. It should be applicable in all context. It should be so correct. So it should be Trikaladarshi. So if I will talk about yoga, let's say 1,000 years before even yoga was yoga chitta vritti nirodha, and if we talk about right now, if I'm talking about present, then yoga chitta vritti nirodha is actually yoga. So if I am talking about past, or I am talking about present, and if I will talk about future. Let's say somebody is talking or reading Yoga Sutra or Yoga in America, or if a person is studying it in India, for them, yoga will be this yoga. Yoga chitta vritti nirodha will be yoga. We cannot manipulate it. So it should be applicable in all contexts. Yoga is this only. Then astobham. Astobham is like, it should not have unnecessary explanation. If you understand Sutra Parampara, for that I have some example. I'm going to show you that how it is astobham, right? So it should not have big, or it should, like right now what I'm doing, I am trying to explain you one concept, which is according to Sutra Parampara, it is unnecessary because Sutra Parampara is there to compress the knowledge and put it into your brain as in chip, right? So Sutra is something which should have this quality, astobham. And then anavadyam means it should not have any fault in whether you talk about the concept or you talk about the grammar or you talk about the use of word. I've just given you one simple example of Nirodh, that why he uses the word Nirodh. He could have used a word without ni upsarg, because in Sanskrit we have tradition that we can use Sanskrit word without upsarg also. But if a person is using upsarg, especially Acharya is using upsarg, it has a specific meaning. So, it should be faultless and it should not have any kind of errors. Now, it has whole system. So I thought, I don't know whether it's almost about to be half an hour, and I have this tendency to explain every possible thing. So if we talk about Sutra Parampara or Sutra Sahitya, it has 5 characters. It has 6 characteristics. So one is Sangya, it's a part of Sutra Sahitya. One is Sangya. So we have Sangya Sutra, then we have Paribhasha Sutra, then we have Vidhi Sutra, then we have Niyam Sutra, then we have Atidesha Sutra, and then we have Adhikar Sutra. It is from Panini Siksha Sutra. Even this explanation is from Panini's Ashtadhyayi, chapter 1. You see this, the reference. I remember last time somebody was asking about the reference, so I'm really aware of it. And then this explanation, and this one is also from the Panini Ashtadhyayi. Panini Ashtadhyayi is a grammar's text. It's Sanskrit grammar's text, and it has all sutras. The text they have is in sutra only, and in that they are saying that what is exactly sutra and which kind of sutras we have. So I'll take very small time that what is Sangya, and I'll try to explain to people that if I talk about Sangya Sutra, then how we can understand in Yoga Sutra, because these explanations are entirely belongs to grammar parampara, Panini parampara. But right now here I'm trying to correlate it with the Yoga Sutra. So if I talk about Sangya, it means you can clearly see definition. So we have one beautiful sutra, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, which is like second sutra of Yoga Sutra, which is saying what is yoga. So yoga, Sangya Sutra is something which is backbone of Sutra Sahitya. Let's say if I want to talk about Brahma Sutra, which is a great text of Vedanta Darshan, as Yoga Sutra is a great text of Yoga Darshan. If we talk about philosophical sense, if we talk about knowledge in the terms of knowledge also. So if I will want to reconnect with Brahma Sutra, then there is a one Athato Brahma Jigyasa, one sutra which is actually Sangya Sutra, and on the base of that sutra, entire text is dependent. So Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha is definite. Sangya Sutra means it is definition of yoga. And then if you see the second one, which is Paribhasha. So those sutra which is specially interpreting yoga, they will be in Paribhasha Sutra. For that, if I want to give one example, it will be Abhyasa Vairagyabhyam Tan Nirodha. So if they ask that how you can get rid of these vrittis, then they say that you can get rid of them from Abhyasa and Vairagya. So it is in Paribhasha. And now we talk about Vidhi. So Vidhis are special rules where you focus on the Sangya Sutra. So from what I can attain yoga, in whichever sutra it is explained that from what I can attain, samadhi or yoga. So it will fall in vidhis, or it will fall in rule Vidhi Sutra. So if I want to give one example, then Yam Niyam Asana Pranayam Pratyahar Dhyana Dharana Samadhi Ashtanga Anga. It is a part of Vidhi Sutra. And then we have Niyam, which is restriction, wherever we find restrictions in our Yoga Sutras, those sutras are related to Niyama Sutras, or like what you should not do. if you are getting that sense in any sutras, it will be Niyama Sutra. And then let's talk about Atidesh, which is actually extending or telling the special or different meaning, which is adding value into Sangya Sutra. It will come in Atidesha Sutra. Then we have a very beautiful sutra in first part, which is talking about a yogi. In Yoga Sutra, we have three kind of practices. Like they say that we have Adhama Yogi, we have Madhyam Yogi, and we have Uttam Yogi. Adham Yogi, for Adham Yogis, they say that Ashtanga Yoga is there. And for Madhyam Yogi, they say that Kriya Yoga is there. And for the Uttam Yogi, for that, even if somebody knows Yoga Sutra, then there is a concept called Bhava Pratyaya and Upaya Pratyaya. So in that manner, we have one sutra, Shraddha, Virya, Smriti, Pragya. You know, how Uttama Yogi can attain yoga. So it's beautiful. Yoga Sutra is beautiful. If you're reading Yoga Sutra and then you're reading Bhashya and then you're reading Tika, it just opens your mind like anything. So Adhikara Sutra, which actually creates domain, which actually has holding power. And if you see the Sadhana Pad, which is second pad of Yoga Sutra, most of the sutras from Sadhana Pad is actually Adhikara Sutra. So it was, I know it is complex for somebody who does not understand or haven't read Yoga Sutra till now. For them, it can be very difficult, but those who has little knowledge or good knowledge about Yoga Sutra, I'm sure they might be enjoying what I'm trying to put here. Then I am giving you one more beautiful example. It is Maheshwara Sutra. It's a grammar's one sutra on which Panini Ashtadhyayi is based upon. It's Ayun, Rilrik, Aeong, Aoch, Hayavarat, Lan, Yamangananam. So I'm not going to read all. What I am going to tell you that, let's say if I have one sutra where I am trying to tell you that, you know, Akaha Savarni Dirga. So the sutra says that if you have Akaha is like, if you see in the screen, if you see it's in number 1, E, U, Ri, Ri. So Aka is from to Ka, and it will not have no and Ka because, you know, it has one root. So it's complex process. Right now, I don't want to put you in this complexity. Sutra, you can just take a glimpse from this, that this Maheshwara Sutra, it's only one sutra. It has like 14, small words. It has meaning. If I say that Ach, you know what is the meaning of Yat Ach? If you see in first, second, or third numbers content, it has all swar. E, U is swar. You don't count the last one. So we'll not count Rada, we'll not count Ka, we'll not count Nga, we'll not count Cha. I'm speaking Cha, it is not Cha, it does not have but then, you know, I am unable to right now speak without it. So they all have swar. E, U, Ri, Ri, A, O, I, O. This is swar. So when I say Ach, when Patanjali says Ach, he does not need to say that, you know, I'm talking about swar. He does not need to say that I'm talking about E, U, I'm talking about Ri, Ri, I'm talking about A, O. So this is called Pratyahara Parampara. From Maheshwara Sutra, you make Pratyahara, and then from base of that Pratyahara, he created Sutra Parampara, which is related to Sanskrit grammar, which is actually we are following right now. This is one beautiful example from Maheshwara Sutra. Now, for those who want to understand from different darshanik perspective that how it works, how the Sutra Parampara works. So I have, see, one thing I want to put here, that when I'm talking about these sutras, for even one sutra, you need half an hour more than that to explain that fully. Here I'm trying to make you people understand that how this parampara works. So my whole sole focus is not to make you aware about the exact knowledge which is behind these sutras. The time is short, and I think for that we need very long time to understand the deep meaning of sutra. And I'm also taking care of the time because I just want to finish everything. Okay. So if we see Adhato Brahma Jigyasa, it's the first sutra of Brahma Sutra. I told you earlier that Brahma Sutra is the text which is related to Vedanta Darshan. As we have Yoga Darshan, and then we have Vedanta Darshan. So now the first sutra says Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now let's talk about Brahma. Let's inquire about Brahma. This sutra is saying this in a simple manner. It has the long story why this sutra is here. It has long story. We have Adhyasa Prakaran before that, so I'm not talking about that. Now you see in Yoga Sutra, the first sutra we have Atha Yoga Anusasanam. From here, I am starting yoga. I am doing Anushasana. I am controlling yoga. Controlling in the sense I'm systematically handling the yoga parampara because it is very chaotic. So the actual meaning Atha Yoga Anusasanam is there, and it has Ath has three meanings. Again, unnecessary knowledge for right now. Athato Brahma Jigyasa, Atha, from here, let's do Brahma Jigyasa. Let's try to understand what is Brahma. Then second sutra says, Janmadayasya Yataha. So my first question was, let's try to know about Brahma. Then my second question, what is Brahma? The answer is that from where this word has created, it is in existence and it will end. From the source is Brahma. So Yataha means, from where. Janma Adaya is like Janma, and then existence, Utpatti, and then Pralaya, when the world will dissolve. So from where this word has came, that the origin is Brahma. Now, for us, the meaning is finished. But if I try to explain, they are putting, so we have two karan, upadana karan, and samvaya, we have two karans. Samvaya and Nimit, we have actually in Nyaya Parampara, we have three karans, but in Vedanta Parampara, they talk about two karan. Karan is like, from where I came from my mother. So from where this word has came. So here he's putting Nimitta karan also. Here Brahma Sutrakara is putting Nimitta karan also. It has second elaborated meaning, which you only can understand if you have knowledge of Sanskrit, if you have read Shankara Bhashya or other Bhashyas. Then in third sutra, if you see Shastra Yonitvad. So Yoni is there to create. So in Shastra means Vedas. In Vedas also it is mentioned that this word has came across from Brahma. Yoni, the word of Yoni here is used to create. And even if we see this Yoni in our general life, it is used for our one limb, which actually creates the words. It's a beauty of philosophy. You will find some very beautiful word which has very highly philosophical meaning. So yeah, Shastra Yonitva. Here, the sutra is saying that from where the word has came, it is also mentioned in Vedas. Plus, it is putting Shabda Pramana also, because in philosophical tradition we have Pramanas, and if we are unable to validate our sutras from any of Pramanas, then it is not qualified in Darshanik Parampara. I hope I'm not getting very difficult for everybody. I'm just trying to make you people understand that how deep, difficult, complex, composite this parampara is, and for that I am just giving you a very complex example. I'm trying to be very simple, but then I'm helpless because it's like that. If I'll not tell you the another perception of these sutra, then you guys maybe think that this is the only meaning of the sutra. I'm just trying to make you understand that it has much more deeper meaning. And then now, after when they said that the word has came from Brahma, and the Brahma is mentioned in Vedas, and then the fourth sutra, they're saying Tattu Samanvayat, and the word, the Brahma, is actually in this word, and here it is putting Upadana Karan. So he has put it Nimitta Karan, Shabda Pramana, and then Upadana Karan. So it has Chadma knowledge, the exact thing, what is Brahma. So Brahma is this. How do you know that you are saying that Brahma is this? We have read from Vedas. how you can say that it is written in Veda, so it will be true. So they say that you see Brahma everywhere. We see Brahma in us, because in Vedantic philosophy they talk about Advaitism, which means that Brahma and I is one. We don't have duality, so we have Brahma, you have Brahma. So this is the information Brahma Sutrakar is passing. Now let's come on the main topic, which is chronology of our paths. Why Samadhi path is our first lesson, why Sadhana path is our second lesson, and why Vibhuti path is our third. What happened if Patanjali, let's say, what happened if Patanjali could have put sadhan path at first or Vibhuti path at first? So let's understand this. This is going to be interesting for you all. So the core subject of this text is yoga, right? Yoga is equal to samadhi, because when we see Vyasa Bhashya, he clearly mentioned that yoga is samadhi. Yoga has 3 different meanings, which we will talk some other day. For now, yoga is samadhi. And okay. What is yoga? The second question. Then third question, how can I get this? Then fourth question, what can I get from these practices? And then let's say I want Kevalya. So that is Kevalya. Now you must be thinking that what she's talking about. I'm talking about the system which you saw earlier. The system is this. You remember this thing in your mind. That's one. What the first path is we have as in Samadhi path. The second is Sadhan, and third is Vibhuti, and fourth is Kevalya. Right? Now let's say I am a new yogi. I want to attain. I want to experience samadhi. I want to go there. So my first question is, what is yoga? This is my first question, because Guru says that you do yoga. So what is yoga? So in first chapter they are talking about yoga, which is samadhi path, right? Then my second question, I got that what is yoga, but then how can I get this? I mean, you have told me that this is yoga, this is the pen. You've told me this, but how can I get this pen? So this is sadhana path. Second path is sadhana path. You go to the market, buy this pen. And my third question, this pen, how can I use this pen, and what can I do from this pen? What can I do from that sadhanas, and what I get? Will my writing will be attractive if I write from this pen? It has something special in this pen. So what can I get from these practices from the earlier path? Is our third path, which is we have Vibhuti path. In Vibhuti path, we see that they're only talking about Vibhutis. They are only talking about that what you will get if you will practice this, and this. It is all like it just lure your chitta. Then the yogi says that, but I want Kevalya. I don't want these Vibhutis. I don't want these win-win situation. I want to come over from these Vibhutis. Then the Guru says, then for that you need to read Kevalya. So fourth path we have Kevalya path. So that is the reason that how he has put this chronology. But then now I have more. More is this. So now I have, as in very, very humble person, and I'm very curious person. So, and I am great student because I want to understand everything. I don't know what kind of teacher I am, but I'm very sure about me that I'm very, 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 very irritating student, and my mind is this. So now you see one thing on your screen. We have one person. I've made Raja because I thought a yogi must be Rajasic. If he's Sattvic, already Sattvic, then he's yogi. No? If it is the person is completely yogi. So Raja has this knife. Now Raja is thinking, what should I do with this knife? So let's say if a yogi or seeker, if he knows, let's say sadhan path is our first path. Let's imagine, let's fantasize that our first lesson is sadhan path. In sadhan path, he talks about all sadhan or tools from where we can attain or we can get samadhi, right? He's talking about the tools. Now, Raja has this knife. What what Raja will do with this knife? He does not know. And if you will tell yogi that Ishwar Pranidhan, or you talk about Kriya Yoga, or if you talk about Klesh, or we'll talk about Ashtanga Yoga, yogi will be confused, and he will not understand it which sadhan he should use first. If the first lesson is sadhana path, as in yogi, we also cannot understand that because we don't know because we don't know that what is samadhi. Let's say we haven't read samadhi path yet, and we have just got introduced with the sadhana path only. Now somebody is telling me this is the pen. I don't know what is pen. Nobody's telling me what is pen. Somebody's saying it is writing, but what is this? So for that, if we have first lesson as in sadhana path, we as in yogi will be confused because we don't know that why this acharya is talking about something, and that's something called yoga. I don't know about that. So that's why the sadhana path cannot be the first path, because it will give you huge confusion into the yogi's mind. Now let's come to vibhuti path. You know, vibhuti is related to Aishwarya, the siddhis. Vibhuti is related to siddhis. So let's say we are reading very first chapter. As in yogi or as in practitioner, if somebody is teaching me that I will get this siddhi, I will start walking through water, I'll know about the past, future, or about the present. I will have this apurva shakti that I can control pancha tattva, or I can control the prakriti tattva. What will happen? Your first lesson is about that, what you will get. If I will tell my son, I have a son, 4 years old son. If I'll tell him this is 5 rupees or this is chocolate, and I will not tell him that how and why he will get it. He will ask for it. He will eat it. But let's say if I tell him, as in samadhi path, beta, this is chocolate. It is good if you will eat one. Let's say if you're eating too many chocolates, it will give you stomachache. It's not good for your teeth. Then my son will not eat too many chocolates. So vibhuti path, let's say we have first, as in first path, if we have vibhuti path. So yogi either will be enjoying, because let's say if I know that I don't know about sadhana now, I don't know about samadhi now. I only know that if I'll practice something called Ashtanga Yoga, I will get these Shaktis. I'll be more excited about Shaktis. I cannot choose. I cannot opt samadhi. Because my mind, I was already, see why we opt yoga. We opt yoga because we want to get free from this dukkhatraya, adhyatmik, adidevik, adibhautik. We want to be free from these dukkhatraya. We want to feel ourselves. We want to do atma sakshatkar. We want to understand ourselves. We want to go deeper into ourselves. We want to live better life. We want to enjoy dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That's why we go towards yoga. And let's say you're reading first path, and you're reading about siddhis. Your mind will be, your mind will be entirely confused, and your focus will be not on samadhi. It's not about for 100 out of 100 people, but 99 people will be confused, will be slower towards their higher goal. Also, if you are not telling them jnana mimamsa is the knowledge which comes into our first pada, then for a person, for them, attaining that siddha avastha will be next to impossible. So jnana mimamsa is first. Otherwise, their lakshya will be vibhuti. So either they are enjoying those vibhuti as in, poison. I've just put it this picture. Otherwise, if they are using those vibhutis, it will turn them down. And if they are using these vibhuti as in they're experiencing it beautifully and showing the world, as we have example that yogis had these siddhis and they shown to us these siddhis. So in yoga, I saw one beautiful story on Hello My Yoga's page that real yogis are not on Instagram, and that's very true. That's very, very true. Real yogi does not have any attachment, and they don't even feel liability to teach you. Or real yogi means somebody who has already attained yoga. somebody who already know his self, does not have desire to come to, on platforms to teach. They are just focusing, following. They know the actual value of life, and they don't have any need from their inside to teach. I am not a yogi. I'm a teacher. I love to teach. I'm born for teaching. But yes, I do practice yoga, but I am not the real yogi. I want to clear this, Shivani. So yeah, here, Kevalya. Let's say we have Kevalya path. So for that, I have put this beautiful picture. So this person is anybody who wants to attain or wants to get yoga, and this big mountain is, let's say, Mount Everest or any mount. So Kevalya is only talks about how, what is this oneness, what is this Kevalya, what is this moksha. In that path, the Patanjali is basically discussing about this. If I will tell my son, and why I'm taking this example of him, because it's beautiful experience to see that how a small buddhi with what human born, it grows. It's beautiful to see that how human brain grows. So I'm getting different experiences as in a curious person. If I will tell him that you have to, or if I'll tell anybody that you have to do 1,000 push-ups, or you have to do, you have to write 100 pages, or I'll say that you have to do 108 Surya Namaskar at one, you will be already half-hearted. You'll not have that Shakti or Samarthya that I want to do it and I'll do it. But what if I'll tell you that doing 108 Surya Namaskar will give you Atma Shakti, Sharirik Shakti, it comes into Abhyas. If I'll tell you the concept, right, it'll make you ready or available to sit for longer hours, because asanas are for that only. Then maybe you are interested. So if Kaivalya path is our first path, the yogi will feel difficulty, and he might think that yoga is difficult. When we teach, I'm a teacher of Sanskrit. So when I teach Sanskrit, I try not to put in front of them the big Sanskrit, the complex Sanskrit grammar. I try to make it very simple, very easy. When I teach Valmiki Ramayana, I don't put the great moral values for what human will not, I cannot interconnect myself into great or difficult human values. If somebody will tell me that Ram was Satyavadi, it is difficult for me. But if somebody will say that Ram killed Vali, so Ram did something which people are criticizing, that's how a human brain can correlate when we are talking about three of guna, Satya, Rajas, and Tamas. So if the Kaivalya path is our first path, the first lesson, I think yogis, future yogis will not have that courage to go towards Samadhi path or to sadhan path. You can say few of them, 2 or 3 maybe can go towards Samadhi. But when we go in right direction, when we understand what is yoga, so as in small person, when I got to know that what is yoga, so I was clear that okay, this is Samadhi, and how we can get it. It was my personal experience. If you see the slide, this one, this slide is my personal experience. When I was reading it first as a student, long back, 14 years back, my first question was in my mind, what is yoga? And then when the first father went, I thought I want to know more about it. How can I get this? This is so interesting. It can actually calm my mind. Like, it can make me a better human being. So I read the sadhan path, and the third question was my mind that will I get out of these practice? Will I get direct samadhi, or will I get small things like when we are doing asana, our body gets strong. When we do pranayam, our pranic breathing, and our mind gets calm. So what I'll get out of these? For that, I got that knowledge from Vibhuti path and then the Kaivalya path. So I'm being very honest. Kaivalya path is always very hard for me because I am still not towards Kaivalya paths. I always find it very difficult because I haven't experienced Kaivalya yet, but I find it very fascinating. And someday, if Paramatma wants to, maybe I'll maybe taste that what is actually oneness. So for today, it is enough. for today, I am done. In our second class, we are going to talk about that how Samadhi path, and then sadhana path, vibhuti path, and the third one, Kaivalya path. They have sutras, and how these sutras are in particular, chronology, and what is the reason how Patanjali has put it them in certain manner, and let's say we will change the chronology, then how it is going to be, and how one sutra interconnect to the fourth sutra, because Sutra Parampara is actually like you have one sutra or dhaga or thread, and you are putting beautiful flowers in one thread. So this thread and this flower and this flower, both flowers are correlated because it is in one thread. So that's how the Sutra Parampara is